Hey there, buddy. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You looking for some motivation? Something to lift you out of the gutter you found yourself in? Well, let's get one thing straight. Life ain't no fairy tale. It's brutal. It's unforgiving. It's a chaotic mess. And guess what? You're smack dab in the middle of it. Look around. The streets, the people, the noise. It's all a part of this twisted circus we call life. And you, my friend, you're just a tiny cog in this gigantic, deranged machine. Feel that cold breeze? That's reality slapping you in the face. Time to wake up. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're in a dark alley. It's damp, it stinks, and there's no way out. That alley? That's your life right now. And the stench? That's the smell of your wasted potential, your broken dreams. Yeah, it's harsh. It's supposed to be. This ain't some feel-good pep talk. See, the world doesn't give a damn about your feelings. It doesn't care about your dreams, your plans, or your pain. It's a cold, heartless place, and it's up to you to carve out a piece of it for yourself. No one's gonna hand it to you. No one's gonna save you. You gotta do it yourself. You think you're special? You think the world owes you something? Newsflash, it doesn't. You're just another face in the crowd, another nobody. But here's the kicker. That doesn't have to be your story. You have the power to change it. But it's gonna take guts. It's gonna take grit. And it's gonna take a whole lot of hard work. Life's a game, kid. A dirty, rotten game. And you've been playing it wrong. You've been waiting for something to happen, for someone to come along and fix everything. But that's not how it works. You wanna win? You gotta fight. You gotta claw your way out of that dark alley. You gotta make your own luck. I know what you're thinking. Why me? Why do I have to go through all this? Well, why not you? Everyone's got their own struggles. Everyone's got their own battles. You think you're the only one suffering? Think again. Everyone's got scars. Everyone's got a story. Yours ain't special. It's what you do with it that counts. Pain is a part of life. Suffering is inevitable, but it's how you handle it that defines you. You can let it break you, let it turn you into a bitter, broken shell. Or you can use it. Let it fuel you. Let it drive you to be better, to be stronger. Embrace the chaos. Embrace the pain. Let it shape you. You see these scars. Each one tells a story. Each one is a reminder of the battles I've fought, the pain I've endured, and I'm still here. I'm still standing. You want to know why? Because I refuse to give up. I refuse to let the world break me, and you can do the same. But it ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna push you to your limits. You're gonna want to quit. You're gonna want to give up, but you can't. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep fighting, because in the end, it's worth it. The pain, the struggle, the sacrifice, it's all worth it. Think about what you want. Really think about it. What do you want out of life? What's your dream? Now imagine it. Picture it in your mind. Feel it. Taste it. Now ask yourself, what are you willing to do to achieve it? How far are you willing to go? Because that's what it's gonna take. You gotta be willing to do whatever it takes. You gotta be willing to push yourself beyond your limits. You gotta be willing to face your fears, to confront your demons. You gotta be willing to embrace the darkness, to walk through the fire, because that's the only way you're gonna make it. And when you do, when you finally reach that goal, when you finally achieve that dream, it's gonna be the sweetest feeling in the world. It's gonna make all the pain, all the suffering, all the sacrifices worth it. You're gonna look back and realize that everything you went through, everything you endured was worth it. But you gotta start now. You gotta take that first step. You gotta get up, dust yourself off, and start fighting. Because no one's gonna do it for you. No one's gonna save you. You gotta save yourself. You see, life is a joke. A sick, twisted joke. But the punchline, that's up to you. You get to decide how it ends. You get to decide your story. So, what's it gonna be? Are you gonna be the victim? Or are you gonna be the hero? The choice is yours. You wanna make something of yourself? You wanna be somebody? Then do it. Stop waiting for a miracle. Stop waiting for someone to save you. Get up and save yourself. Fight for what you want. Fight for your dreams. Fight for your life. It's time to wake up. It's time to stop dreaming and start doing. It's time to take control of your life. You've got the power. You've got the strength. You've got the will. Now use it. Make your life what you want it to be. The world doesn't owe you anything. It's a cruel, unforgiving place. But that doesn't mean you have to be a victim. That doesn't mean you have to let it break you. You've got the power to change your story. You've got the power to make your own luck. So use it. Wake up, kid. Wake up and start living. Start fighting. Start chasing your dreams. Because no one else is gonna do it for you. No one else is gonna save you. You gotta save yourself. You gotta be your own hero. So what are you waiting for? Get up and start fighting. Ah, kid, look at you. Lost, broken, clinging to the edge. And here I am, the infamous Joker, shedding tears for a hopeless soul like you. It's funny, isn't it? The clown crying for the broken. You think you've got it tough, don't you? Life's dealt you a bad hand, and now you're ready to fold. But listen here, life's a cruel dealer, and the house always wins. You're not special. Pain doesn't pick favorites. It hits everyone hard and fast. And you, kid, you're just another casualty in this godforsaken circus. Give up? Hell, you should. Give up on those delusions of grandeur, those fantasies of a world that's fair and just. Look around you. This city, this rotten world, it doesn't care about your dreams. It's designed to break you, to crush every last bit of hope until you're nothing but a hollow shell. So why not give up? Stop fighting the inevitable. But here's the kicker, kid. Giving up doesn't mean lying down and dying. No, it means embracing the darkness, letting it fuel you. Life's a war, and you've got to be a warrior. You don't fight for victory. You fight for survival. You fight because every breath you take is a middle finger to the universe that wants you dead. Cry all you want. Let those tears flow. They're your strength, not your weakness. Every drop is a testament to your suffering, your endurance. But once those tears dry up, you've got to get up. You've got to face the world with a grin, even if it's a broken one. Show them you're not beaten, just bent. Sometimes it feels like the darkness is all there is. No light, no hope, just an endless night swallowing everything. Those nights, kid, they're the hardest. You lie there staring at the ceiling, wondering if this is all you'll ever be. A broken, forgotten soul in a world that never cared. Those are the nights when the tears won't stop, when every breath feels like a struggle, and you just want it all to end. You think I don't know pain? Every scar, every laugh, it's all a mask, hiding the agony that gnaws at my soul. But I've learned to wear it like armor. You've got to do the same. Life's a cruel joke, and you're the punchline. But if you can laugh through the tears, if you can smile through the pain, then you've already won. There are moments when you'll look around and realize everyone you trusted, everyone you loved, is gone. Betrayal cuts deep, leaves scars that never truly heal. You're left standing alone, wondering why you weren't good enough, why you couldn't keep them. And it hurts. God, it hurts more than anything. The loneliness, the emptiness, it eats away at you until you're just a shadow of who you once were. Look at me. I'm the embodiment of chaos, the walking contradiction. I've seen the darkest pits of hell, and I've laughed in the devil's face. Why? Because I gave up. I gave up on the lie that life has meaning, that there's some grand purpose. Instead, I found power in the madness, in the chaos. You've got to find your own power in this messed up world. Don't look for heroes, kid. They're just myths, fairy tales to keep the weak from falling apart. Be your own hero. Stand up, not because you believe in something, but because you refuse to be knocked down. Embrace the pain, let it harden you. Become the monster that scares away the darkness. You're going to fail over and over. You're going to get hurt, betrayed, left bleeding in the dirt. And every time you'll feel like giving up, do it. Give up on the illusion that things will get better. Accept the truth that life is pain, and only the strong survive. And then get up, keep moving, keep fighting, because giving up doesn't mean you're done. It means you're just getting started. The world doesn't owe you anything. It's a battlefield, and you're a soldier. You fight, not for glory or honor, but because that's all there is. The struggle, the pain, the endless battle, that's life. And if you can keep fighting, keep pushing through the darkness, then you've already won. Kid, give up. Give up on the lies, the false hope. Embrace the reality of this cruel world. Let it break you, and then let it make you. Rise from the ashes of your shattered dreams, stronger, harder, unbreakable. And when you stand there, bloodied but unbowed, you'll realize that giving up was the best thing you ever did. Because in the end, giving up isn't the end. It's the beginning. The beginning of something darker, something stronger. It's the birth of a warrior, forged in the fires of despair. So, cry your tears, feel your pain, and then let it go. Give up, and rise anew. And remember those dreams you once held so dear, the ones that kept you up at night, the ones that felt like they were within your grasp but always slipped away. They'll haunt you, remind you of what you could have been, that sting of what ifs and could have beens. It'll be your constant companion, but let that pain be your guide, your driving force. It's what'll push you when there's nothing left. And in that darkness, find your strength. Let it seep into your bones, fueling the fire that burns within you. Embrace the jagged edges of your existence, for they are what make you sharp, what make you relentless. The world may try to break you, but it doesn't know who it's dealing with. You're the Joker now, not just a victim of circumstance, but a master of it. So laugh, kid, even through the tears, because in this mad, twisted dance we call life, your laughter is the rebellion that echoes through eternity. Well, well, well. What do we have here? Another poor soul who's been chewed up and spit out by this lovely world we live in. Look at you, sitting there like you got no fight left, like you're just waiting for life to finally crush you completely. You think you are alone in this, don't you? You think you're the only one who's been wronged, betrayed, shattered. Yeah, I see it in your eyes. You're at the end of your rope. Let me tell you something, pal. Life isn't fair. It's a joke, a cruel, twisted joke. But here's the kicker. You can be the punchline, or you can be the one who laughs last. Right now, you're letting them win. Whoever did this to you, whoever made you feel this small, they're laughing their asses off while you drown in your own misery. You want to know the secret to life? It's chaos. Pure, beautiful chaos. You've been playing by their rules. And look where that's gotten you. Nowhere. It's time to turn the tables, my friend. It's time to show them that you're not someone to be messed with. Yeah, that's it. That fire. Hold on to it. Feed it. Let it burn brighter and hotter until it consumes you. You've got to take that pain, that anger, and mold it into something powerful. Use it as fuel. Look at me. I was a nobody, just like you. But I didn't let the world break me. I broke the world. I took all the hurt, the betrayal, the sadness, and I turned it into my greatest weapon. I became something they couldn't ignore, something they couldn't control. You've got to rise above this. You've got to take revenge. Not just on the people who hurt you, but on the world that allowed it to happen. Make them regret ever crossing you. Make them see that you're not a victim. You're a force to be reckoned with. That's right. Feel it. Embrace it. The world doesn't owe you anything, but you can take what you're owed. You can make them pay for every single tear, every ounce of pain. You've got the power within you. You just need to unleash it. It's time to stop being the prey and become the predator. Time to take control of your destiny. They want you to stay down, to stay broken. But you're better than that. You're stronger than that. So get up, stand tall, and show them who's boss. Make them wish they'd never messed with you. Because once you start fighting back, they'll realize too late that they created a monster. And that monster is you. You see, life has a way of beating you down, stripping away your dignity piece by piece, until there's nothing left but a hollow shell. But you, my friend, are not hollow. Inside you is a raging storm, a tempest of fury and grief. The trick is to harness that storm, to let it propel you forward rather than drown you. Think of every hurtful word, every betrayal, every ounce of despair as bricks. Bricks that you can use to build something unbreakable. They wanted you weak, but you will rise stronger than they ever imagined. Consider this: every person who has ever wronged you, every system that has ever failed you, they live their lives in blissful ignorance, believing they have triumphed. They haven't. They're small-minded, petty fools who thrive on the misery of others. But their time is up. Because once you decide to stand up, once you decide to take control, you become unstoppable. Their power over you disintegrates. The tables turn. Now, you're the one in control, and they are the ones who should be afraid. Think about what they've taken from you: your pride, your joy, your peace of mind. They've left you in ruins, but those ruins can be the foundation of your resurgence. The world loves to kick people when they're down, to gloat over others' miseries. But the world also loves a comeback story. And your comeback will be legendary. You have the strength, the drive, and now the fury to fuel you. Let your pain be your guide. Let your anger sharpen your focus. Channel it into every step you take, every decision you make. You're not just fighting for revenge. You're fighting for your very existence. What are you going to do? Sit there and let them win? Or are you going to rise up, shake off the chains they've placed on you, and show them that you're not just a survivor, you're a force of nature? It's time to rewrite the story, your story. They wanted you broken, but you'll show them unbreakable. They wanted you silent, but you'll be a roar that echoes through their nightmares. They wanted you gone, but you'll become the most unforgettable presence in their lives. Go ahead, make them regret every moment they underestimated you. There's a freedom in embracing who you truly are, in acknowledging the pain and using it as a weapon. It's not about becoming heartless. It's about becoming smart, cunning, and unyielding. The world thinks it knows you, thinks it can predict your moves, but you've got the element of surprise. You've got nothing left to lose, and that makes you dangerous. You're no longer playing by their rules. You're creating your own. And that's what scares them the most. The unpredictability of a man with nothing to lose and everything to gain. And every dark alley, every shadowed corner, they hold no fear for you anymore. You've faced the worst life has to offer and survived. Now, it's time to thrive. Use the darkness to your advantage. Let it cloak you, shield you, and drive you. The night is your ally. The silence, your confidant. You're not just fighting for yourself anymore. You're fighting for every soul who's been trampled by this cruel, merciless world. You're their voice, their vengeance. When you walk down the streets now, hold your head high. Let them see the fire in your eyes, the determination in your stride. They need to know that you are no longer a victim, no longer at their mercy. You are the storm they've feared, the reckoning they've tried to avoid. And when you strike, do it with precision and power. Let every move be calculated, every step deliberate. This is your game now, and you play to win. Embrace your new reality. Accept the pain, the anger, the sorrow. Let them shape you, forge you into something unbreakable. You are a force of nature, a storm that cannot be contained. And when they look back, when they wonder where they went wrong, they'll see it clearly. They underestimated you. They thought they could break you, but you, my friend, are unbreakable. You're the punchline they never saw coming, the chaos they can no longer control. Now go out there and show them who you truly are. Make them fear the very ground you walk on, because you are unstoppable.
You ever think about regret? That gnawing, soul-sucking bastard that sits in the pit of your stomach? Yeah, I know you do. We all do. But you see, most people, they drown it out with booze, drugs, or whatever lie they gotta tell themselves to sleep at night. Not me, though. I let it fester. Let it eat away at me. I want to feel every bit of that pain. It's a reminder, a lesson. You, standing there with that lost puppy look, think you're the only one who's screwed up? Ha! Kid, I've screwed up so many times, I lost count. I've hurt people, ruined lives, and for what? A cheap laugh, the thrill, maybe. But deep down, it all comes back to regret. Regret is the cruelest teacher. It ain't kind. It doesn't coddle you or pat you on the back saying it's gonna be all right. No, it grabs you by the throat, looks you dead in the eyes, and makes you watch as everything you've ever cared about slips away. You feel that? That tightness in your chest? That's regret, and it ain't going anywhere. But you know what? That regret, that pain, it's got a purpose. It shapes you, makes you better if you let it. Most people don't, though. They run. They hide. They blame everyone else but themselves. But the truth is, we all gotta own our mistakes. Every single one of them. Think about the people you've hurt, the bridges you've burned. You can't unburn them. You can't take back those words, those actions. They're scars now, on them and on you. So what do? Keep piling on the regrets until you're buried under them? Nah, that ain't living. That's just waiting to die. You want to make a difference? You want to rise above this crap? Then you gotta face those demons. Look them in the eye and say, I did that. I messed up. Own it, kid. Own every bit of it. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna tear you apart. But from those broken pieces, you can rebuild. Look at me. I ain't exactly a role model. Hell, I'm the last person you should be taking advice from. But I've seen it all, been through it all. The highs, the lows, the laughter, the tears. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that life ain't fair. It kicks you when you're down, and it keeps kicking. But you gotta get up. You gotta keep fighting. That regret you're feeling, use it. Let it drive you, not destroy you. Let it be the fire that burns in your gut, pushing you to be better, to do better. Not for them, not for anyone else, but for you. Because at the end of the day, when you're lying in the dark, staring at the ceiling, the only person you gotta answer to is yourself. You think you're too far gone, too messed up to change? Bullshit. No one's beyond redemption. Not me, not you, not anyone. It's a choice. Every damn day, you choose to get up, to face the world, to make amends. It's not about wiping the slate clean. That's a fantasy. It's about carrying those regrets with you, letting them remind you of who you were and who you don't want to be again. I've seen the darkest parts of this city, the darkest parts of myself. And yeah, it's tempting to just give in, to let the darkness swallow you whole. But there's a sliver of light, a tiny glimmer of hope. It's there if you look hard enough. And that's what you cling to. That's what you fight for. You ever look at the night sky and wonder what it all means? Yeah, me too. Sometimes I think the stars are just holes in the sky, letting a bit of light seep through from whatever's beyond. Maybe it's heaven, maybe it's hell, or maybe it's just a big, empty nothing. But those stars, they're distant, cold, indifferent, just like regret. Regret doesn't care about your reasons or your excuses. It's not interested in your sob stories. It's there to remind you of your failures, to push your face in the dirt. But you know what? It's also there to teach you, to push you to be something more than the sum of your mistakes. Every scar, every wound, every tear, those are lessons, painful, brutal lessons, but they're yours. They make you who you are. And yeah, I know it's hard. Every morning you wake up and it's there, staring you in the face. Every night it's whispering in your ear, reminding you of what you've done, what you've lost. You want to scream, cry, punch a wall, anything to make it stop, but it doesn't. It never does. So you gotta learn to live with it. Let it become a part of you, but don't let it define you. You think I wanted to become this clown prince of crime, this freak show? Nah, but here I am, and I've done things, terrible things, things that haunt me, but I don't run from it. I embrace it. I use it, because what's the alternative? Curl up in a ball and cry myself to sleep? Screw that. There's a fire inside you, kid. I can see it. It's burning, but it's not out of control yet. You gotta stoke it. Feed it with your regrets, your mistakes, your pain. Let it fuel you, drive you to be better, to rise above the crap that's been thrown your way. You got a choice here. You can let regret break you, or you can let it make you. People think they can escape their past, outrun their regrets. They think if they just move to a new city, start over, everything will be fine. But that's a lie. Your past follows you. Your regrets cling to you like a shadow. You can't run from them. The only way to deal with them is to face them head on. So here's what you do. You take a good, hard look at yourself. You see all the crap you've done, all the people you've hurt, all the wrong turns you've taken. And then you decide to be better. Not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but better. Every day, a little bit better. You apologize where you can. Make amends if it's possible. But some things can't be fixed. Some wounds can't be healed. You gotta live with that. And it's gonna hurt. It's gonna tear you apart. But that's the price you pay for being human, for living, for making mistakes. And don't give me that crap about how it's too late for you, how you're too far gone. That's bullshit. As long as you're breathing, you've got a chance to change, to grow, to be something more. But it's up to you. Nobody's gonna do it for you. You gotta dig deep. Find that strength inside you. It's there, buried under all the regret, all the pain, but it's there. And when you find it, when you tap into it, you'll be unstoppable. Not because you're invincible, but because you've been through hell and you're still standing. You think about the people who matter to you, the ones who've stuck by you, who've believed in you even when you didn't believe in yourself. They're your lifeline. Don't push them away. Don't let your regret poison those relationships. They're your anchor, your reason to keep fighting. So what's it gonna be, kid? You gonna let regret rule your life, drag you down into the abyss? Or you gonna stand up, dust yourself off, and start fighting back? The choice is yours. yours. It always has been. You just gotta make it. Look around you. This city, this world, it's full of broken people. People weighed down by their regrets, their mistakes. But it's also full of people who've risen above it, who've taken their pain and turned it into something beautiful, something meaningful. You can be one of those people. You've got it in you. I can see it. Over you. Cleanse you. And then take that first step. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be painful. But it's worth it. You're worth it. And don't forget, every scar, every wound, every regret, they're part of your story. They make you who you are. Don't hide from them. Embrace them. Learn from them. And let them make you stronger. Now get the hell out of here. Go live your life. Face your regrets. Own them. And let them make you a better person. Because in the end, that's all any of us can do. Make our choices. Live with the consequences. And try to be better. And remember, kid, you ain't alone in this. We're all fighting our own battles, carrying our own regrets. But together, maybe, just maybe, we can find a way out. It ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be a goddamn uphill battle every step of the way. But it's worth it. You're worth it. So wipe that look off your face, take a deep breath, and start walking, one foot in front of the other. Face your regrets, own them, and let them make you stronger. Because in the end, that's all we got. Ourselves and the choices we make. Make them count. Now go and don't look back. You know, life has a funny way of screwing you over, doesn't it? I mean, look at you, sitting there, wallowing in your own pathetic misery. You think the world did this to you? You think you're a victim? Ha! Newsflash, sweetheart. The world doesn't give a damn about you. You did this to yourself. Every single mistake, every failure, every miserable moment of your sad little life, it's all on you. You versus you. That's the real fight, isn't it? Forget about all the people who let you down, all the bosses who passed you over, all the friends who stabbed you in the back. They're just noise, distractions from the real problem. And that problem, my dear, is staring you right in the mirror every morning. You think you're unlucky? Bad luck is just a lazy excuse for your own incompetence. Let's face it, you don't have the guts, the brains, or the willpower to claw your way out of the gutter. You're content to sit in your filth and blame everyone else for the fact that you're a failure. Look at you. A sniveling, broken wreck. You used to have dreams, didn't you? Big plans, big hopes. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. You happened. Every time you took the easy way out, every time you settled for less, every time you chickened out because you were too scared to take a risk, you killed a piece of those dreams. You're a coward. Too afraid to face your own weaknesses, too scared to admit that you're the one who's been holding you back. You want to be somebody, you want to matter, but you don't have the balls to do what it takes. You're nothing but a joke, a pathetic punchline to a bad joke that no one's laughing at. You versus you. That's the battle you've been losing your entire life. You want to know why? Because you never had the spine to stand up and fight for yourself. You let your fears, your doubts, and your laziness run the show. You let every little setback knock you down and keep you down. Failure isn't falling down, it's staying down. And you, my dear, are the king of staying down. You wrap yourself in your self-pity, wear it like a shield, like it's going to protect you from the harsh reality that you're a failure. But here's the kicker. Nobody cares. Nobody's coming to save you. You're not a damsel in distress. You're the villain of your own story. And you know what? Deep down, you know this. You know that you've been sabotaging yourself all along. You've been your own worst enemy, your own personal nightmare. But instead of facing that truth, you hide from it. You drown it in booze, in meaningless distractions, in empty relationships that only serve to remind you how utterly alone you are. You versus you. It's the fight of your life, and you've been getting your ass kicked from day one. You want to change. You want to be better. Then stop being such a whiny little bitch and start taking responsibility for your life. No more excuses. No more blaming others. No more running away from your problems. Stand up. Face yourself. Look in the mirror and confront the ugly truth. You're not a victim. You're a culprit. You're not weak because the world made you that way. You're weak because you let yourself be. You've got no one to blame but yourself for the mess you're in. And here's the thing. It's not too late. As long as you're still breathing, you've got a chance. A chance to turn things around, to prove to yourself that you're not just a waste of space. But it's not going to be easy. It's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done. Because you're going to have to fight. Not against the world, not against other people, but against yourself. You versus you. It's time to step into the ring and show yourself what you're made of. It's time to stop being a pathetic, self-loathing loser and start being the person you were meant to be. But you have to want it. You have to crave it like a dying man craves air. You have to be willing to sacrifice, to endure pain, to face your fears head on. Because if you don't, if you keep on this path of self-destruction, you're going to end up a bitter, lonely, forgotten soul. And no one's going to care. Your story will end in a whimper, not a bang. You'll fade away into obscurity, another wasted life, another could have been. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep lying there in your filth, blaming the world for your problems? Or are you going to get up, dust yourself off, and start fighting for your damn life? The choice is yours, and yours alone. But let's be real. You've never been one for making the tough choices, have you? You've always taken the easy road, the one lined with instant gratification and fleeting pleasures. And look where that's gotten you. You're a ghost, a shadow of the person you could have been. It's time to wake up, time to pull yourself out of this self-inflicted hell and start living like you've got something to fight for. Because you do. You've got your dignity, your future, your very soul on the line here. But you've got to want it bad enough. Bad enough to push through the pain, the fear, the doubt. Look around you. This is rock bottom. There's nowhere to go but up. But you've got to make that climb. No one else is going to do it for you. You versus you. It's a brutal, relentless battle, and it's never going to end. But if you fight, if you dig deep and find that spark of strength you've buried under layers of self-pity and defeat, you can rise. You've got to strip away all the lies you've been telling yourself. You're not a victim. You're not powerless. You're not destined for failure. Those are just excuses, pathetic little lies to make you feel better about not trying. You've got potential buried deep under all that garbage. You've got a fire inside you, one that's been smothered for far too long. But you've got to unleash it. You've got to let it burn away all the crap that's been holding you back. You've You've got to be willing to face the darkest parts of yourself and emerge stronger, fiercer, more determined than ever. You versus you. It's the only fight that matters. And it's the only one that's truly worth winning. Get up. Rise from the ashes of your self-doubt and self-loathing. Stand tall and face yourself. Tear down the walls you've built around your heart and soul. Break free from the chains of your own making and fight. Fight like your life depends on it, because it does. It's the ultimate showdown, the most important battle you'll ever fight. And it's happening right now, in this very moment. The question is, do you have the guts to see it through? Do you have the strength to conquer your demons and become the person you were meant to be? Or are you going to let this opportunity slip through your fingers, just like all the others? Are you going to stay down, beaten and broken, forever lost in your own despair? The choice is yours. It's always been yours. So what's it going to be? You versus you. Time to decide. Hey kid, come sit with me for a second. Yeah, right here, on this cold, hard ground. Look at this place. Grime and dirt everywhere. A real piece of art, isn't it? Life feels like that sometimes, doesn't it? Dirty, cruel, and unforgiving. But, you know, there's a twisted kind of beauty in it too. Now, listen close, because I'm only gonna say this once. You're feeling low. I can see it in your eyes. The world's beat you down, chewed you up, and spat you out like some tasteless piece of gum. I know that feeling all too well, that gnawing emptiness, that burning rage that makes you want to scream at the heavens and curse the day you were born. But you can't, can you? Because no one's listening. Nobody cares. You wake up every day to the same old nightmare, same old streets, same old problems, same old broken dreams. You see people walking around, all fake smiles and empty promises. They look right through you like you're invisible, like you don't matter. And maybe, just maybe, you've started to believe it. That's the real kicker, isn't it? When you start thinking that they're right, that you're nothing. I was there once. Oh, the things I've seen, the things I've done, they haunt me, kid, every damn day. I wasn't always this way, you know. There was a time when I believed, just like you, believed in hope, in people, in a future. But life has a way of ripping those dreams to shreds, leaves you cold, broken, and lost. But here's the thing. Here's the damned irony of it all. In those darkest moments, when you're on the brink, when you've got nothing left to lose, that's when you find something raw and real. You find yourself. Yeah, it sounds like a load of crap, but it's true. When everything is taken from you, when the world turns its back on you, you've got only one person left to rely on. You. They'll tell you to give up, that you're not good enough, that you're destined to be nothing more than a failure. Screw them. Screw their opinions, their judgments, their labels. They don't know you. They don't know what you've been through, the battles you've fought, the scars you bear. Life is hard, kid. It's unfair and brutal, but you've got to find that fire within you, that stubborn, relentless fire that refuses to die. You've got to use it, Let it fuel you. Turn that pain, that anger, that despair into something else. Turn it into power. Use it to claw your way out of this abyss. You think the great ones had it easy? Hell no. They were laughed at, ridiculed, knocked down more times than they could count. But they didn't stay down. They got up time and time again. Bloodied, bruised, but unbroken. They pushed harder, worked longer, fought fiercer, and eventually they broke through. Not because they were better or smarter, but because they were determined, because they refused to let the world dictate their worth. You're gonna have to dig deep, kid, real deep. You're gonna have to face those demons that haunt you, the ones that whisper in your ear, telling you you're worthless. Confront them, challenge them, and tell them to shove it. It won't be easy. Hell, it might be the hardest thing you ever do. But you've got no choice. It's sink or swim, and you're not gonna drown. Not if I have anything to say about it. Look around you. This city, these people, they're trapped in their own cages, just like you. But you've got something they don't. You've got the will to fight, the guts to stand up and say, I won't be broken. Use that, harness it, become something they never expected. Prove them wrong, not for their sake, but for yours. You see, kid, the world doesn't owe you a damn thing. It's not gonna hand you success or happiness on a silver platter. You've gotta take it. You've gotta fight for every inch, every breath. You've gotta scrape and claw and bleed for it. But in the end, when you stand tall, battered but victorious, it'll be worth it. You'll know that you earned it, that you faced the storm and came out the other side, not just alive, but stronger. Cry if you need to. Scream, rage, let it all out. But then pick yourself up. Wipe those tears away and get to work. Put in the hours, the sweat, the blood. It's gonna hurt like hell, but pain is temporary. Regret, now that's a lifetime sentence. Don't let it catch you. When life gets hard, when it feels like the whole world is against you, remember this moment. Remember what I'm telling you. You're not alone in your struggle, but you are the only one who can decide how it ends. You have the power to change your story, to rise above this misery, and to carve out a place for yourself in this unforgiving world. When you're out there, fighting for your life, don't forget the ones who still care. They might be few and far between, but they're out there. A friend, a family member, even a stranger who sees the spark in you. Let their belief bolster yours. Let their hope feed your fire. Because sometimes, in the darkest moments, it's those flickers of kindness that remind us why we keep going. So take that pain, take that anger, and mold it into something beautiful. Make your mark on this damned world, and never, ever let it break you. But before you go, remember one more thing. Every scar, every bruise, every tear, they're not just marks of pain, they're badges of honor. They tell a story, your story, a story of survival, of grit, of unyielding spirit. Wear them with pride. Let them remind you of where you've been and how far you've come. And let them fuel your journey forward. You're stronger than you think, kid. The world doesn't stand a chance against you. Now get out there and show them what true resilience looks like. What's it gonna be, kid? You gonna let them win? Or are you gonna fight back harder than you've ever fought before? The choice is yours. And whatever you decide, know this: I believe in you more than you'll ever know. Now go out there and show the world what you're made of. End of the line, kid. Time to rise. All right, listen up. You think you're tough? You think you've been through some hard times? Maybe you have. Maybe you've seen things that make grown men cry. Maybe you've been to hell and back, and you're sitting here wondering why you're still stuck in the same goddamn place. Well, I got news for you. Life doesn't give a damn about your tears or your past. Life is a cold-hearted son of a bitch that only respects one thing: results. Look around you. See those guys walking by with their heads held high. See the ones who've got what you want. They didn't get there by whining or making excuses. They got there by busting their asses every single day, putting in the work and letting their results speak for themselves. You think they care about your sob story? Hell no. All they see is another wannabe, another excuse-filled nobody who's never going to make it because you're too busy feeling sorry for yourself. Get this straight. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to hand you a damn thing. You want respect? You want success? Then you've got to take it. And the only way you're going to take it is by outworking every lazy bastard out there who thinks they're entitled to something just for showing up. Showing up is the bare minimum, man. You've got to bring more than that. You've got to bring fire. You've got to bring the kind of relentless grind that scares people. Let me break it down for you. Every single day, you've got two choices. You can either keep doing what you've been doing, complaining, making excuses, feeling sorry for yourself, or you can get up off your ass and make something happen. And don't give me that "I tried" crap. Trying isn't enough. Trying is for losers. Winners do. Winners grind until their bones ache and their muscles scream. Winners don't stop when they're tired. They stop when they're done. Yeah, it's going to hurt. You're going to feel pain like you've never felt before. You're going to want to quit, but that's when you've got to dig deep. That's when you've got to find that last bit of strength you didn't even know you had and push through. Because that's the difference between you and them. The ones who make it and the ones who don't. The ones who make it are the ones who refuse to give up, no matter how tough it gets. They embrace the pain. They wear it like a badge of honor. And don't think for a second that anyone's gonna give you credit just for trying hard. Results are all that matter. You can hustle all day, every day, but if you don't have something to show for it, nobody cares. You've gotta produce. You've gotta deliver. You've gotta make people take notice. When you walk into a room, your presence should demand respect. Not because you talk a big game, but because you've got the results to back it up. You let your work do the talking, and your results will shut up every doubter and hater out there. You see, people love to tear you down. They love to see you fail because it makes them feel better about their own miserable lives. But when you succeed, when you prove them wrong with cold, hard results, they've got nothing left to say. They can't argue with success. They can't argue with results. And that's what you need to aim for. To silence the doubters, to shut up the haters, not with words, but with undeniable proof of your hard work and dedication. What's it gonna be? Are you gonna keep making excuses, blaming the world for your problems? Or are you going to stand up, face your challenges head on, and let your results speak for you? The choice is yours. And believe me, it's a choice you've got to make every single day. It's not going to get easier. It's only going to get tougher. But that's how you get stronger. That's how you get better. That's how you become someone who commands respect. Stop wasting your time worrying about what others think. Stop letting fear and doubt control your life. Get out there and grind. Work harder than you ever have before. Push yourself beyond your limits, because that's where the magic happens. That's where you find out what you're really made of. And when you finally make it, when you finally achieve what you've been working so damn hard for, you'll know it was all worth it. Not because of the money, not because of the fame, but because you proved to yourself and everyone else that you could do it, that you had what it took all along. So go ahead, let the world doubt you, let them laugh at you, let them think you're crazy, because while they're sitting on their asses, doing nothing, you're out there making it happen. You're out there grinding, hustling, and pushing yourself to new heights. And one day you'll look back and realize that all the pain, all the struggle was just the price you had to pay for greatness. And remember this, nobody remembers the excuses. Nobody remembers the failures, but they'll always remember the results. So go out there and make sure your results speak loud and clear. Let your success be the loudest voice in the room. Let your results shut up every naysayer, every hater, every doubter, because in the end, that's all that matters. The results, your results. And when you finally reach the top, when you finally achieve what you set out to achieve, don't forget where you came from. Don't forget the struggles, the pain, the heartache. Let it fuel your fire. Let it remind you of how far you've come. And then go out there and inspire others to do the same. Because that's what it's all about, isn't it? Leaving a legacy, making a difference, showing the world what's possible when you refuse to give up. So go out there and make it happen. Let your results speak about you, and let them speak louder than anything else in the world.
Ah, there you are, sitting in the dark, just like me. You ever feel like this world's just one big joke? Like every twist and turn is just another punchline aimed at you? I know the feeling all too well, friend. It's a cruel, twisted game we're all playing, and most of us are losing. But not you. No, not you. You're gonna win, and I'm gonna tell you how. See, life's a fight. It's brutal, relentless, and it doesn't care about your hopes or dreams. It'll knock you down again and again till you can't even remember why you got up in the first place. But here's the thing. Winning isn't about never falling. It's about getting up every damn time you hit the ground. It's about staring life in the face with blood and tears streaming down and saying, "Is that all you got?" People don't get it. They think winning is about being the strongest, the smartest, the fastest, but it's not. It's about having the guts to keep going, even when everything inside you is screaming to give up. It's about dragging yourself through the mud and the filth, through the pain and the heartbreak, and finding that last spark of fire inside you, the one that says, "I will not break, I will win." You're going to hear a lot of voices. They'll tell you you're not good enough, that you're too weak, too broken. They'll laugh at your dreams, stomp on your hope. But those voices, they're just noise, static. You got to tune them out. Focus on that one voice inside you, the one that knows you're destined for more. The one that whispers in the dead of night, "You're a warrior. You're a survivor. You're a winner." People don't get it. They think winning is about being the strongest, the smartest, the fastest, but it's not. It's about having the guts to keep going, even when everything inside you is screaming to give up. It's about dragging yourself through the mud and the filth, through the pain and the heartbreak, and finding that last spark of fire inside you, the one that says, "I will not break, I will win." You're going to hear a lot of voices. They'll tell you you're not good enough, that you're too weak, too broken. They'll laugh at your dreams, stomp on your hope. But those voices, they're just noise, static. You got to tune them out. Focus on that one voice inside you, the one that knows you're destined for more. The one that whispers in the dead of night. You're a warrior. You're a survivor. You're a winner. You see these scars? Each one tells a story of pain, of struggle, of battles fought and lost, but also of victories. Because every scar is proof that I survived, that I'm still here, still fighting. And you've got your own scars. Wear them with pride. They're badges of honor, proof that you've been through hell and come out the other side. Now let's talk about pain. Pain's a funny thing. It's sharp, it's deep, and it cuts right to your soul. But pain can be your greatest ally. It reminds you that you're alive, that you're human. It pushes you, drives you, makes you stronger. Embrace the pain. Let it fuel your fire. Let it sharpen your resolve. Pain is a teacher, and it's got lessons you can't learn any other way. And fear? Fear. It's the shadow that lurks in every corner, the monster under every bed. But here's the truth about fear. It's an illusion, a mind game. It's only as powerful as you let it be. Face your fears, look them in the eye, and laugh. Because fear is a coward. It'll crumble the moment you stand up to it. And once you've conquered your fears, there's nothing in this world that can stop you. You're gonna fall. You're gonna fail. It's inevitable. But failure isn't the end. It's just a step on the path to victory. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback, a chance to grow. Learn from your mistakes, but don't dwell on them. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. Because every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. And don't let anyone tell you it's easy. It's not. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna test you in ways you never thought possible. But that's what makes it worth it. The harder the fight, the sweeter the victory. And when you finally stand on top, looking down at everything you've overcome, you'll know it was all worth it. Every tear, every drop of blood, every moment of doubt. Look, I'm not here to sugarcoat it. Life's a bitch. It's messy, it's ugly, and it's unforgiving. But it's also beautiful. It's full of moments of pure, unadulterated joy, of love, of laughter, of triumph. And those moments, they're worth fighting for. They're worth every ounce of pain and struggle. Because in the end, it's those moments that define you, that make you who you are. So, what's it gonna be? Are you gonna sit there in the dark, letting life beat you down? Or are you gonna stand up, look it in the eye, and say, I'm not done yet? Are you gonna let the world tell you who you are? Or are you gonna show the world what you're made of? The choice is yours. And I know you've got it in you. The fire, the grit, the determination. You're a fighter, a warrior, a winner. You've got dreams. Hold on to them, protect them, nurture them, because they're the light in the darkness, the beacon that'll guide you through the toughest times. Don't let anyone dim that light. Don't let anyone tell you your dreams are out of reach. If you want it, go get it. Fight for it. Bleed for it. Because nothing worth having comes easy. And when you finally get there, when you hold your dreams in your hands, you'll know it was all worth it. You are stronger than you think. You are braver than you know. And you are capable of more than you ever imagined. The world is a dark, twisted place, but you're a beacon of light, a force to be reckoned with. Don't let the darkness consume you. Shine through it. Burn so brightly that nothing can extinguish your flame. I know it hurts. I know it's hard, but you've got to keep going. You've got to push through the pain, the doubt, the fear. Because on the other side of all that darkness is something beautiful, something worth every ounce of struggle. It's your victory, your triumph, your moment of glory. So, rise up, stand tall, look the world in the eye and say, I will win, because you will. You've got the strength, the courage, the heart. You are unstoppable, unbreakable. And no matter what life throws at you, no matter how many times you fall, you will rise again. Stronger, fiercer, more determined than ever. This is your moment, your fight, your victory. Own it, embrace it, live it, because you, my friend, are a warrior. And warriors always win.